The biggest thing is you just have to really, really, really care. And I think that trait is really, really important. And it's like just in varying degrees for different people. So I wrote this post many years ago called Hire People Who Give a Shit. And it really is pretty simple. I notice, when you interview people or when you interact with people, you can tell people who are just sort of like phone it in versus people who sort of like, they like hang on to their work as like, it's so incredibly monumental and forceful and important to them that they do great work, and it sort of like eats at them when they don't do great work, and when they do great work they're sort of so satisfied with themselves. And so there's sort of this like the magnitude of care. And one of the greatest indicators of like just like how much I enjoyed working with people, or like frankly how successful they were at scale, was really just this like to what degree of their soul is invested into the work that they do. And so I think that if you were to pick one thing, that probably is the sort of like unifier in some way. It's like, I care a lot. I care a lot about every decision we make at the company. I still review every hire at the company. we have this process where I approve or reject literally every single hire at the company. And so I care immensely, and then like I work with all these people who care immensely, and then that enables us to really sort of like we feel much more deeply what happens in the business, and as a result, we sort of like we'll change course more quickly, we'll learn more quickly, we'll take our work more seriously, we'll adapt more quickly, and I think that's been quite important to the success that we've had. Broadly speaking, we have this value at our company, quality is fractal. And I do believe that like high standards sort of like, they trickle down within an organization. And, it's very rare that you see an organization where standards, increase as you get lower and lower down in the organization. Most of the time when people realize their manager or their manager's manager or their like director or whomever don't really care, then they sort of like, that removes the sort of like the like deep desire to need to care. And so it's like incredibly important that high standards and this sort of like this deep sort of care for quality is this like deeply embedded sort of tenet of the entire organization.